Hello everyone, my name is Sulaiman, a retired economics lecturer and former Director Quality Assurance, Sa'adatu Rimi College of Education, Kumbos, Kano. I am making a virtual presentation at the 6th Symposium on Education in Muslim Societies, Implications for Policy, Pedagogy, Training and Development, conducted at the American University in Washington, D.C., USA, from November 11th to 13th, 2022. The title of my paper is A Study of Curriculum Reform Needs for Technical and Vocational Education and Training for Muslim Societies in Northern Nigeria. Part 1, Introduction. This presentation essentially covers research questions, literature review, methodology, and findings of a study on curriculum reform needs for TVET for Muslim societies, mostly found in northern Nigeria. Part 2, research questions. The content analysis on the 14 documents included in this study was guided by the following questions. Number 1, which types of curriculum reform needs are shown by inferences made from the analysis of the sample documents? Number 2, are there curriculum reform needs that impliedly indicate the need for community-based curriculum for Muslim societies in northern Nigeria? And lastly, what is the general view of the writers of the sample documents on the adequacy of the Tibet curriculum in meeting community and labor market needs? The third part of the paper is literature review. First part of the review is on Tibet reforms in Muslim societies. In Bangladesh, for example, the 2007 to 2017 Tibet reform was made to ensure the country's competitiveness in the global market and reduce poverty through quality vocational education and training. The literature review also covers some expressions of curriculum reform needs in some literature. For instance, writing on the curriculum challenge for Islamic schools in America, Farida Sharma argues compellingly that this challenge was central to Muslim education, not only in that country, but also in all Muslim societies and communities. A study by Ismail and Hassan 2013 stated that Tibet programs in Malaysia were largely supply-driven and lacking emphasis in matching training to available jobs. Training institutions rarely track the employment destination of their graduates, hence they do not use feedback from past trainees to improve their curricula and training packages. Fourth part of the paper is methodology. The research design is content analysis, which has been defined as a research technique for making replicable and valid inferences from texts or other meaningful matter to the context of their use. Data collection method. The documents related to the state of Tibet in Nigeria were found through the use of the Google search engine. In addition, book chapters dealing with Tibet issues and community participation in education were obtained from a relevant book of readings. The scope of the study covered curriculum and community participation issues related to Tibet in journal articles, book chapters, and newspaper articles written from 2006 to 2021. The data was analyzed with the use of abductive inferences. An example of an abductive inference is determining the political affiliation of newspaper editors from the editorials they write. The findings are presented under the 3 research questions that guided the study. The first question is, which types of curriculum reform needs are shown by inferences made from the analysis of the sample documents? 9 types of needs were discovered. One of them is the need for a high school curriculum that is aligned to college and career readiness standards, adaptable to non-college bound students and globally competitive. There is also the need for institutions of learning, industries, and entrepreneurs to work together to formulate curriculum for Tibet and entrepreneurship. This is from the first document. The last need is the need for community-based curriculum for Muslim societies in northern Nigeria. The second research question is, are there curriculum reform needs that impliedly indicate the need for community-based curriculum for Muslim societies in northern Nigeria? The answer to this question is in the affirmative. There are three of these needs. The first one is the need for Tibet curriculum to meet labor market needs as well as developmental needs of communities. This is given by inferences for the third, fifth, sixth, and 12th document. The third and last research question is, what is the general view of the writers of the sample documents on the adequacy of the Tibet curriculum in meeting community and labor market needs? It was discovered that the general view of the writers is that the curriculum for Tibet at various levels of education in Nigeria does not adequately meet the current needs of the labor market and the communities it was meant to serve. This inadequacy also applies to the Muslim community in northern Nigeria, simply because Tibet curriculum is centrally developed by governmental bodies in Nigeria. The conclusion for the study is that there are 9 types of curriculum reform need shown by inferences made from the analysis of the 14 documents. One of them is the need for community-based curriculum for Muslim societies in northern Nigeria. Secondly, the general review of the writers on the sample document is that the curriculum for Tibet at various levels of education in Nigeria does not adequately meet the current needs of the labor market and the communities it was meant to serve. The policy implication for this study is a recommendation for a community-based curriculum that will supplement the national Tibet curriculum, ensure community participation, and accommodate socio-cultural diversity and variety. This diagram shows the 7-step procedure in designing community-based curriculum for Muslim societies. Number 1, setting up a curriculum design committee, that is CDC, by the relevant educational authorities at state or local government level. The committee will comprise Tibet experts, community members, regulatory authorities, entrepreneurs, and employers of labor. Step 2, identification and quantification of community resources such as rivers, forests, population, industries, and schools at village, town, and local government levels by the CDC or its representatives. Step 3, identification of community problems such as insufficient water for irrigation or industrial use, lack of electricity, poor sanitation, low-level basic or financial literacy, frequent natural disasters, etc. at village, town, and local government level by the CDC or its representatives. Step 4, census of entrepreneurs and businesses at ward, village, and town levels by the CDC or its representatives with a view to determining their number, size, addresses, types of products or services they produce, their needs for raw materials, manpower, and skills, etc. Step 5, identification of moral values of Muslim communities by the CDC in terms of the teachings of Islam as regards work and business ethics, and also of community goals for self-reliance. The values should then be incorporated into the Tibet curriculum for all levels of education and for short vocational courses, so as to produce pious graduates and trainees who will later become responsible workers, managers, and industry leaders. Step 6. Creating a forum for CDC members to interact with stakeholders such as community leaders, employers of labor, philanthropists, and local entrepreneurs to discuss Tibet issues with them, and also get their inputs and support on what the community-based curriculum will contain and how they can take part in its implementation. The last step is the CDC, in conjunction with independent group of consultants and cognate experience, should be evaluating the implementation of the curriculum and reviewing it after every 3 years or when a new challenge, problem, or opportunity arises. The references for this presentation are provided here, but other references can be found in the full version of the paper. On this note, I have come to the end of this presentation. Thank you very much for listening.